Dandavat to everyone. I've been
Dandavat.
left alone. I've been left alone to participate in the Zoom with you all. But anyway, before we go too far, I've heard that Sachi Devi had prepared something for us to hear, so we're eagerly waiting to hear for Sachi Devi to fill our ears with nectar.
Aha. Dandavat, dear devotees. So happy to see you all. We had a very busy weekend with immersion into Sharanagati. And that was explained. Maybe some of you were there. I know some of you were there. And explained in such a beautiful way by Rai Kishori Didi and Sudarshan Prabhu. And they, in such a deep and high and broad and very fine way, as we know from Srila Guru Maharaj, Srila Sridhar Maharaj, and Srila Govinda Maharaj, they presented that to us in like dazzling wisdom, dazzling. They have like a treasure chest, and they take all these jewels out of transcendental wisdom, and our hearts are filled with gratefulness and all this nectar. So then I had to run home, and then I had to prepare something. And the title of today's Zoom is "All Honor, Everything We Will First Offer to Gurudev." And the most important relationship is the glorious relationship that the disciple has with his or her guru. So the guru in our life is the most important person in the world, because via the guru, is everything okay? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So then I read something, because we have another treasure in our possession, is the book of Srila Sridhar Maharaj, Sri Guru and His Grace. And this is like a little excerpt from page 2020. And it says, Srila Gurudev's Guru Maharaj says, our connection with Krishna, with the supernatural knowledge of the absolute truth, with the transcendental world, is only through Gurudev. The Guru within and without, eternally. We need his connection, and we offer first everything to him. Our connection with Lord Krishna is as in a telescopic system. And then I continue from premadharma.org, that verse from Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, who explaining the telescopic system in our Guru Parampara. Shakala Chaya Bai Shraddha Devira Gunagai Yara Krishna Bhakti Dite Pare. Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur wrote that we can only worship Shraddha, the deepest faith, and with that faith we may go on to our highest destiny, to have the close service of Krishna Chandra. Through our preceptorial line, it is possible very easily. We cannot see the sky properly, but with a telescope we can see everything very broadly. Guru Maharaj always called the Guru Parampara the telescopic system. That is Srila Govinda Maharaj saying that. We cannot do direct service of Mahaprabhu, Nityananda Prabhu, or Radha Krishna. But if we go through our Gurudev, through Nityananda Prabhu, then we easily can glorify the lotus feet of Radha and Krishna. Nitayera Karuna Habe, Bratye Radha Krishna Pabe. This is Narottam Das Thakur's song. Maya Devi always wants to take us in her jurisdiction. But when the devotee gives themselves to the lotus feet of Gurudev, Krishna takes full charge of that devotee. That was my contribution today. The importance of the lotus feet of Srila Gurudev. That is everything to the devotee, because via him, via his teachings, via his advice, via his best wishes for us, in that way we start more and more, the love in our heart starts to grow more and more, because from the Guru we get Divya Gyan. Divya Gyan means transcendental knowledge, what we have never heard before. That is not from this world. When we hear, well, we have to be really very humble and tolerant till the extreme, and giving all glories to others and not expecting any glory for yourself. We have never heard that before, and that gives a very peaceful life before we even go into other levels of realization of who we are, what is our environment, who is the Lord, who is in charge of everything. So via that Divya Gyan, that transcendental knowledge given by initiation, in the time of that we get our chanting beads, that we get the spiritual name. In that first step, the Guru gives us the seed of divine love, the seed of love for Krishna. We get from the Guru. So, and then our spiritual life, the creeper of devotion, we water it, we give it some nourishment, we take care of it. Enough wind, enough, the humidity is good. Everything we do for that spiritual Bhakti Lata beach, what we got from the Guru. So the Guru is the most important person in our life, because nobody in this world talks about Bhakti Lata beach or divine love for God. So that is the Divya Gyan that we get from the Guru. So, and that is only the beginning. Then we read about the Guru and Sri Guru and his grace. Then we also in other books. If we hear Srila Govinda Maharaj talks, everything is Guru Maharaj. Everything he got, that is very transcendental, mysterious wave, coming from the mercy of the Guru, coming to us in our progressive, positive path of Krishna consciousness. And we read that more and more in the books. We hear it from from the saints, from Madhusudama Maharaj, from the senior devotees. Everything is by grace. Everything coming by us if we make ourselves a good receiver for that grace, and that grace coming from Srila Gurudev, from Gurudev. So the Guru is everything for the devotee. And yeah, that's what I wanted to say. That is my contribution today.
Wonderful. Thanks, you, Sachimata. Always lovely to hear you and your beautiful heart expressions. And something that came to me when I was, thinking about the glories of Sri Guru is that we're told by Guru Maharaj that we're going to the land of gurus. And that this is how our vision has to be, is that everyone and everything within our environment is our guru. Everything, our guru can come through anything and everything at any time, and that we need to be attuning our consciousness to being able to read the environment and work out, how am I going to serve? How am I going to serve in every moment of my life? And then, at some point it can become, so we hear, a more spontaneous thing, but it's never without some directive from above. We are always reliant upon the direction from above. And our free will is that choosing to accept the direction of that flow of savor from above. It's never that we will then create the savor that we think is the thing to be doing, but we will get direction from above, and then we will adapt ourselves in whatever way is necessary to fulfill the order from that current which is coming from above. And it's just been an incredible weekend here, as many of you know, having been on the Zooms with Raika Shori and Sudarshan Prabhu. And, it really just highlighted for me how invaluable is the current of Srila Sridhar Maharaj and Srila Govinda Maharaj that we've made connection with, that we couldn't understand the importance of Sharanagati, the importance of the 6 limbs of surrender without Guru Maharaj. He was, this book that we've been referring to, Sri Sri Papanji and Amritam, only available in London, by the way. It is a complete treatise on what is surrender. But if you were to read the verses, and I know this for myself, but if ever I'm reading anything, you can read through so many verses in the Bhagavatam or Chaitanya Charitamrita or even the Bhagavad Gita, and then how do you know which point, which verse is of significance? Because I can speak for myself, my realization is very limited. So I can easily just skip over verses, and it's just like every other verse. Okay, yeah, contains something within it, but every verse is a seed of unlimited revelation. Srila Govinda Maharaj would say, "Oh, I've been reading Bhagavad Gita for 50 years or whatever it was at that time, and still new revelation is coming because the conscious plane is unlimited, and we need to." Attune ourselves so that we have the capacity to extract from that divine plane, which, it's what our gurus are teaching us. It's not just, oh, we worship our guru and we're going to, be okay, or we're going to go somewhere good or something. They actually want us to, as Guru Maharaj said, someone came to him once and said, how can I serve you? And he's sort of like, serve me. And then he said, what I am for, you be for that. That's what our gurus want. Our gurus want us to be as they are. So we need to make significant transformation just to get to the point of being an actually good receiver. You know, Srila Govinda Maharaj would often say, we need to make ourselves good receivers. And the grace is unlimited, the grace is infinite, the grace is eternal. But can we receive it? How do we receive it? How do we transform ourselves so that we can be a good receiver? And, as I say before, the six limbs of surrender, you could easily just read those slokas and just, oh yeah, accept the faithful, reject the faithful, oh yeah, embrace his, oh yeah, okay, something, have some idea of what those things mean. But, Guru Maharaj has in this book so beautifully and uniquely, and it's just incredible how beautiful it's been presented, uh, extracted the essence of what is the most valuable things and how to uh, align ourselves. How for us to adjust ourselves and see things in the proper way. And then, of course, the book by Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, Sharanagati, another complete gem of or so many heart sentiments that we're not we wouldn't, I mean, for me, again, I wouldn't know how to feel like the things that Bhaktivinoda Thakur are expressing. But we get some glimpse into what the heart of the Paramahansa Vaishnava is and how they're uh, serving reality and being instructed and engaged and in some ecstatic reality that we really have no idea what it's all about right now. We're fumbling along trying to, you know, realize that I am not the body. This concept, I am not the body. We're spending our whole lives trying to understand how not the body we are, let alone to speak of the divine revelation that our gurus are pouring down. And so really making ourselves really that is the true service to the guru, is to make ourselves a good receiver for their mercy so that we can extend that to others, really. That's the point of our lives, really, is to always remember Krishna, never forget Krishna, and tell everyone you meet about Krishna. So we're preaching to the choir here, but in some way we need to be somehow uh, giving other people the connection to our gurus. We're not going to connect people to Krishna. Our gurus, they are they have that channel, that divine channel. And it's clear if you read anything of Gurudev or Guru Maharaj that they are on such an extremely high level of revelation that all the things that are in all of these wonderful books that we have, that they're not calculated works. They're all just informal talks. Srila Gurudev or Srila Guru Maharaj just sitting in their chair on their veranda, just nectar flowing out spontaneously, quoting from so many different places. This scripture, that scripture, this sloka. Really extracting the fine points and just presenting them to us like amazing jewels. And again, I keep saying for myself because I don't want to speak for anybody else, but can really understand how foolish I am when I'm not really grasping the importance of what it is that Gurudev and Guru Maharaj are presenting. Especially, when we've had Rai and Sudarshan here, they're so alive and so deeply committed to try to really extract and understand what Gurudev and Guru Maharaj have said. Like, what is that point that they are expressing that is so vitally important? And Sudarshan Prabhu said to me at one point about the inside Sri Sri Prabhupada Jivanamritam, there's little stanzas before every verse that he's quoting, and they're little one line little things, but they're so, and he mentioned, yeah, they're like seeds. They're seeds and they have those seeds have something inside of them, and we need to try and extract what they are because it's like a preface to every verse. And sometimes you read it and you sort of like go, oh, wow, that's an interesting little preface to the next verse that you read. And it's giving us some clue and some hint to the way in which we should view the verse. Because we're reading the verse, but we may not really understand the verse. And Guru Maharaj is shining a light on the way that we should be attempting to read the verse, and even just to reading his little thing that we need to that is giving that light. We need to try and understand really what's the depth of what he's trying to say there. So anyway, these things we can easily spend our life just reading and listening to Srila Gurudev and Srila Guru Maharaj, and we'll never have any need to hear or feel anything else from anywhere else, really. I mean, there's things that are useful. Everything is alive in the environment. The world is uh, all Krishna's energy. Krishna can come through anyone, anything at any time, and the environment does have things that we can utilize for seva or to help transform ourselves. But the basis of everything and how the angle of vision that we want to have, we get from Srila Gurudev and Srila Guru Maharaj. And it's abundantly clear that they are exemplary Paramahansa Vaishnavas that are, you know, beyond anything that we can find anywhere else. The things that Guru Maharaj has expressed, uh, they're not found anywhere else. It's remarkable that somehow we've come into connection with uh, this concept of reality, and where qualification is irrelevant. We don't. The more unqualified you are, it doesn't matter. The more grace you require, and the more grace you will get. Really, this is the gift of Mahaprabhu. Mahaprabhu is coming as that perfect example of a devotee. One aspect of Mahaprabhu coming. So again, we have a great gift in our in the palms of our hand, and we need to somehow, you know, insert that into our heart and our consciousness and give ourselves, thought, word, and deed. This is this is not just the mantram for the sannyasis. This is for every aspirant. Everything must be for Krishna, thought, word, and deed, everything our whole life. This is where we have to end up. This is where we know we want to end up there. And we may have, so many problems within ourselves and arthas and things, and we identify some of them, and some of them get revealed by some of our friends. We're fortunate to have on the path. But they do need to, all these things, they do need to be eradicated. We can't hide from them. Everything has to go. So every thought, word, and deed is for Sri Guru, Sri Gauranga. This is the aspiration of our life. And we can see how beautiful and harmonious things can be when we are even just trying to move in that direction and keep that ideal on our heads. So anyway, just talking away here. But actually, one thing I did want to ask is that if anyone can please make some comment about those who participated in the weekend, anything, any revelations or feelings or comments, or even if it was just like, geez, that sound was terrible, what were you doing there? You know, because we need feedback. We're trying to make it good for everyone. But any comments, thoughts, feelings, please, anyone. Maybe Saver Rupa, I have spotted you throughout the whole weekend. Maybe you'd like to say something. The sound was horrible. Thank you, Hari Gopal. Can always count on you for some nice, friendly honesty. All the time? Come on. No, okay. Okay, save a river, please.
Dandavat pranams and Dandavats to all of you. And it's so great to have spent the whole weekend with everybody. Um, yeah, it was intense, I can say, really intense, but in a good way. I think I really like, when we see how everything happens for a reason. And before this weekend, I was struggling so much with so much internal and I don't know, just a lot of things. And then the weekend happened, and it was just like, it's like besides mind blowing, it's like something's happening inside, like your heart's being unpacked and all of these things. And then it's like this clarity. And I mean, on Sunday, I had to actually just go to bed because I was like, whoa, I'm so like, I've gone through this like spiritual roller coaster. And it's, it's so, I can't believe also that all this grace is coming in through all of you that are making it happen, and to be a part um, of this whole journey. It's just like as we praying and as we needing some guidance, and it's just coming in such a beautiful way, in such a beautiful presentation. And I'm astounded at it was how much of everyone's selves they were giving, how much they were sacrificing to sit there, to, be the whole day, all the translators, everybody, the organizers, the presenters. It was, yeah, just you could never get this anywhere in, I feel like any part of the universe. I don't know. And I'm so grateful to be here. So that was very exciting, and very happy about all the contributions and the topic today as well. And then I did also want to find out. So this Shri Shri Prapanajivan Amritam that I'm also grateful that I did get a copy from London. So this on you said the first stanza, that is what Srila Guru Maharaj wrote. And then he extracted all this from, you know, um, like his heart, wherever he was finding something um, to give to us, to pass to us, to like these gems, like you say. So is that right? The first line is what he wrote, and is this what he composed? Oh, okay. I wasn't. I was yeah, thinking, isn't it? But then you just said it earlier, and I was like, okay, I just need to clarify that. And did he write this when he first was in that thatched hut with the big long bamboo? Is this when this all these came out?
That's
That
right. Yeah. This is yeah.
okay. And is that same hut the where we visited Navadvip Dam? Is that where that hut?
Actually, I'm not
Uh,
sure what the
oh,
original building was or thatched hut was, or if it then became that building that's to the as we look at the deities to the right of the Nutbandir, that's the building that we all know of Guru Maharaj living. Previously, that was a single story and then had a second story added, which is where Guru Maharaj was, when all these talks and the books came from. Guru Maharaj was living upstairs at that time. But originally he lived downstairs, and I'm not sure where the thatched hut was. We'll have to ask Shulamata Suramaraj about that. He may well know.
but it is that same in that property in where we went
Yeah,
at
yeah, yeah.
Nav.
That's right.
Oh,
Yeah,
oh wow, that is just
yeah.
it all just kind of fits in. So thank you, and that's my small contribution. And Jai Gurudev, and Jai to all the Vaishnavas. Thank you.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Is there anyone else who was participating in the weekend they'd like to say something about the weekend? Got anything else to say? Hari Gopal, apart from the horrible sound. Can you actually I'm surprised he's still awake. Hari Gopal, just translating all weekend, but he's young. Apart from being handsome, he's also very young and strong. So hope you're translating that, Hariko. Well, but I guess you probably can't speak to us and them at the same time, can you? So you have to let you off the hook. Mm. Okay, then we have Lavanya Mai here. Would you like to say something about Sri Guru? Lavanya Mai is like the most dedicated person in the London mission, been around forever, just serving Gurudev, going out and distributing mercy all day, every day. But she never wants to say anything because she's too humble.
No, I'm just too stupid. Okay.
Too busy doing savor.
Little things, nothing very substantial. It's okay.
But that's beautiful, you know, the
Lots
thing.
of other speakers around who can speak very beautifully.
Yes. But, you know, the savor, really, what it all comes down to is the savor. What can we do to serve our gurus? That's, you know, that's the part of becoming, of transforming ourselves means to be in savor. We're not transforming ourselves to then be great and run off into the sky and have some other reality separate from our gurus. The transformative process happens by the grace of the guru, and it is for the savor of the guru, because the guru is not taking anything for themselves. And this is the point, right? This telescopic system. Whatever we're offering to our guru, meaning everything we're trying to offer to our guru, then they are taking that and they're giving that directly to their guru, to their guru's guru, so on, that it travels up to the Lord, because this is our connection to the Lord, is through our Guru Varga. And that's why they are so glorious, because they take nothing for themselves. Everything they receive, they give to their guru. They digest anything that's apparently unharmonious, and anything that is glorious, they immediately give to their guru. They understand where the current is going and what the purpose of everything that is coming to them. Everything is for savor. And so we have devotees like Lavanya Mayadini here, and being here for 30 plus years, serving Srila Gurudev before the Green Street Temple and in the Green Street Temple, and then here for the last 15, 16 odd years. You know, these are substantial things to be doing with our lives, and we can't actually expect too much from ourselves. So Siddharth Shankar was reminding us, Guru Maharaj saying that it may take many lifetimes just to adjust one part of our consciousness, right? We're not thinking that we're going to, you know, oh yeah, I just surrender. You fall on the ground and you chant rounds, and then you're going to go back to Godhead after this life, sort of thing. Like it is possible, of course, everything is possible. But for most of us, it's kind of a bit of a fantasy, which we shouldn't waste time indulging in. Because if Guru Maharaj is saying it's going to take many lifetimes just to remove one layer of the ego, then, you know, we need to rethink our trajectory and where we're at. But it doesn't matter, because if we have savor, and Srila Govinda Maharaj made this comment, if who has savor, he has mercy. He or she has mercy. So savor is where the mercy is. We need to somehow be engaged in something that's substantial. And again, we want to receive the savor from above. Not that we'll just make up anything and everything and call it savor. We want to be, I mean, at some point, it's going to become more and more refined and more subtle as we move towards high planes of consciousness. But we really need to. We can only fool ourselves. We have our sincerity. That's kind of all we've got. we've got some sincerity, and we can try and apply ourselves. And by the grace of our gurus, then that offering can be accepted. Because actually, Mahaprabhu is the last verse of Shikshashtakam. The Lord can do whatever He likes. He may or may not accept the seva. We have no guarantees that our service attempt is going to be received. But this increases our humility. This shouldn't be something that dissuades us from doing anything. We have to understand how high it is, the prospect of what we're aiming toward, what we're trying to move toward. There's people who've climbed the Mount Everest, right? And lots of people have died in that process. It's not like it's a simple thing, just climbing up a mountain. But there's so many things you have to do to prepare yourself and so on and so forth. But the end result, you don't know if you're going to make it. Given that we're given the some assurance that eventually, because Krishna, He is the one that is searching for us, and He is going to be the one that actually purifies us of our things. Like the name can purify all offenses to the name. Then we have some little bit of security in that one day the Lord is going to extract me from my wayward position. But we have to apply ourselves. We can't just assume that we can just carry on doing anything and everything and oh yeah, He'll sort it out. Or Gurudev he'll pull me out. Gurudev's not going to pull us out if we don't apply ourselves and if we don't try and follow his direction. We have to be engaged in seva, and seva means underneath someone who has a stronger connection than ourselves. Association is so vitally important. Again, Srila Sridharaj, what does he say? 99% of our spiritual life is 99% dependent upon our association. So association can do anything. Can be the best thing or the worst thing. We have to choose our association and keep serving in good association. And then we don't need to worry about the result then. Whether the result comes at some point or whether it doesn't come or whether it takes 1,000,000 lifetimes to come or zillion, squillion, like it doesn't really matter. In the infinite, 1 or 10,100,000,000 really doesn't make that much difference. Because once you've passed through those 10,100,000,000, then the infinity of before the 10,100,000,000 and the infinity after the 10,100,000,000, is irrelevant. It's just like that analogy of actually Sudarshan was giving that what Srila Gurudev had mentioned, that if a room is dark for several yugas and then someone switches the light on, then the room's light. It doesn't matter how long it was dark before. As soon as the light comes, it's light. And none of the darkness matters. The darkness is gone, the light is there. But the seva will always be there. The seva is infinite. We're not trying to get to some place where we can just, relax and everything's going to be peaceful. And we hear the stories of all this intensity in the upper world, from separation, from conflict, and everything is harmonized because it's all the leela of the Lord. And we need to adjust ourselves, and we have conflicts, we have situations that we have to deal with. But it's all for our benefit. It's all to make us more flexible and more adaptable, and make us into better receivers and servitors. And this is our hope anyway. Still just talking a lot. But is anyone else there
Oh, there is a question in the chat.
Okay. Sorry. How do I get to? There we go. Can you read that?
Dandavats. To everyone, Uprising, could you explain whether there is a difference between the words Prapana and Sharanagati? Thank you so much for this weekend.
Well, no, I can't. It's my simple answer. I mean, Prapana is this one who is surrender. I guess in Sharanagati is the practice of surrendering. I don't know if that's actually a good way of thinking about it, but no, I'm not a scholar. Sorry. Not sure if anyone else is a scholar.
Not that I am a scholar, but it is translated as positive and progressive. So Prapana Jivanamrita, the positive and progressive journey of the Jiva soul to immortality. Is that right, Prabhu?
Yeah, but I think isn't it life nectar of the surrendered souls? Isn't that the Prapana part is relating to that? I don't actually have the. I've, I've got a book. I see. I'm a bit cheeky. This is the thing. People lie to you all the time. This is just the cover. There is actually no book inside of it. I couldn't find the book. I was just showing the cover. But positive progressive immortality. But it says, I'm pretty sure it says life nectar of the surrendered souls. I can't read that. Yeah. There we go. Life nectar of the surrendered soul. So this is the Prapana is the surrendered soul.
Yeah.
The Prapana Jivan Amritam. So again, I'm not sure whether the positive and progressive immortality comes in because Jivan Amritam, right? So it's the nectar of the Jiva life nectar of the Jivas of the surrendered soul. Yeah, so it's Prapana Jivan Amritam, it's life nectar of the surrendered soul. And positive progressive immortality, I mean, that's the thing. Guru Maharaj, sorry, you're going to say something?
What you say is right. That's what it is.
But this is the thing. Guru Maharaj, sorry.
The life nectar of the surrendered soul. It's the life nectar. It is the nectar, what is alive, and that is positive and progressive, I think. And that brings us to immortality.
Yeah. But that's the thing again, Guru Maharaj is extracting this, all these little phrases that Guru Maharaj has, reality, the beautiful, the golden volcano, positive and progressive immortality. It's just, he's trying to express something so high and it's coming through so beautifully. But even that positive and progressive immortality, what's his expression, his heart feeling of those words, like the language doesn't necessarily convey the spiritual substance that's trying to be presented.
Yes.
But even in that way, Guru Maharaj says, so everything that he says is just so beautiful to read, even if we can only grasp a very small amount of what it is.
Yes.
And I thought I was smart earlier, which is why I have these two books, because I had some mini revelation about Guru Maharaj and Bhaktivinoda Thakur, but then I forgot because I'm actually not that brainy. But we can understand why Saraswati Thakur, we can see, Saraswati Thakur mentioned that he can now leave the world knowing that someone will be able to represent him, because Guru Maharaj could extract what Bhaktivinoda Thakur was saying. So this book, Sharanagati, these are songs of Bhaktivinoda Thakur, and this, not in this form, obviously, or maybe not obviously, but this book was the book that Srila Guru Maharaj gave to Srila Govinda Maharaj when he first came to the mosque, and he highlighted 32 songs or something like that for Gurudev to instruct Srila Gurudev to learn these kirtans. And they're really giving us the helping us to understand what is the correct angle of vision by these beautiful expressions in this book, Sharanagati. Amazing. And Guru Maharaj, he can understand, he is full connection with everything that Bhaktivinoda Thakur is expressing, and that's why he was able to write something that Saraswati Thakur said, that when someone told him, when he asked who wrote this, and someone said, oh, Sridhar Maharaj wrote this, and he said, no, Bhaktivinoda Thakur wrote this through Srila Sridhar Maharaj. This is how substantial is Guru Maharaj's capacity to connect, reveal his connection into that plane. So we can spend our lives quite happily reading these two incredible works and trying to do seva under the guidance of our Guru Varga. So then there must be
And chanting the holy name.
chanting the holy name, that's right.
Yeah.
And
Never forget that.
okay, and Gangalila, I see there's a hand up there. If you'd like to say something.
Yeah, Dandavat Hare Krishna. It's so good to be in this international meeting. And yes, I did go to the Surrender weekend, and I just wanted to reflect. And I don't really know if I probably don't have the right words, but something really actually happened. Something got activated. So I'm listening to Reiki Shore and Sudarshan, and I had to leave my house to drive somewhere. So and it goes automatically to my car speakers, which is like there's a lot more surround sound, and their voices were pretty loud. And I was like, whoa, like they are sitting in my car with me.
Wow.
And, and they have this urgency, they have this presentation, they have this way to present something which speaks to my nature, this like, it's like, I don't know how to say it, but it's like a lot of Shakti behind the words. And I was really attentively listening, and I was also driving. So I wasn't looking, like right now I'm distracted because I'm also looking at pictures and blah, blah, blah. So I was really driving. And suddenly, and I was on alert. I was actively listening with, more than just my ears, it seemed for a moment. I was able to do that. And they were speaking about the separation. I think it came from a question from Lazar about like, how do we know that Krishna is our friend? Because if he doesn't show it, like it doesn't do friend things to me, and then I'm just the one who has to do like friend things. And they moved right into the separation part, which in my mind, maybe I try to roll over 1,000 times and I don't go very far with what I make it mean in my life and in my practice. But this time, as I drive and I'm paying attention, there was a bit of a notion like they're right here with me in the car, but they're not here. I'm not in any association. I'm like, and Krishna is I'm this whole like boo-hoo, poor me, and I'm in separation. And that kind of stretched for a little bit. It was seriously, now it comes what's interesting. I don't know if this is even appropriate to share, but like it felt like suddenly there was a rubber band attached to my heart, and it was being pulled and pulled because I wanted to, in my mind, play out some old tapes of like yeah, devotee, and they are so far, and they are in England, and I'm not in England, but I already knew it's all. Part of me already knows that that's an old tape. It's not really appropriate. So it stretched thinner and thinner, and then something really happened. Like it snapped, and it flew right back, and I had a physical, actually, pang in my heart, which lasted the whole day, and lo and behold, it's still on. So I
Ah,
hope it lasts a little bit. Like something, it's so close to a physical sensation. I don't know how to say it, but I feel like something really important has been activated. I think maybe I'm getting set straight about misconceptions of, because it's part of it is feeling. It's not my head only that has that phenomena of separation and the mercy of being connected. The love,
Beautiful.
really allowing that love to happen, because I was definitely being I felt very, very well loved, actually, yesterday and today. It's just that I wanted to share that. So yeah, it's very, very amazing what different personalities this is accessible, and how we can learn through that Shakti also of what people carry. So thank you so much for putting that together.
Wow, thanks for expressing that. That was a
yeah.
beautiful art expression. Really appreciate that. And really, this is the value of the modern age, where we can connect with each other over such seemingly long distances. But like Guru Maharaj says, everything is existing in consciousness. There's no separation, and we can have that connection from anywhere. And this is the beauty of Krishna consciousness, right? We're getting that connection with the Lord, but He's in some unseeable, unknowable place. But actually, we are connected with Him, and we're just by the grace of our gurus, and we're having that connection like established and expanded, and through the devotees. It's always through the devotees. Like the gurus they are the devotees, and then all of the devotees around those devotees, they're all devotees, and it's all about the devotees. With the devotees, this is our life. And I can what you said, what you expressed then reminded me of whilst during the Sharanagati, I happened to see Save Rupa at certain points of it, and she looked just like so ecstatic. I could see she was going to the fridge and opening something, but I could see her whole being was just beaming with such a feeling. I was just feeling, yes, this is a successful weekend, because I can see that someone's feeling this nectar that's coming out, and it was, you know,
We had to pass the box of tissues around here a
oh
few
yeah,
times.
that's true.
Some strong emotions, and everyone was feeling very.
Yeah, yeah, it's wonderful. And it was an intensive. I mean, that's what we kind of set it up to be, but we didn't really realize how intense that it was going to be.
Those two really share everything, isn't it?
Yeah, they gave us, that's the thing, right? They gave us their hearts,
Yeah. The whole show.
It's not just some dry intellectual thing, their whole life experience. They're born in devotees families who were like really hardcore practicing. Their parents are hardcore practitioners, you know, and so they've been born into hardcore practicing parents, and they've been their whole lives hardcore practicing parents. What are you saying there, Sachi? You've got your fingers up.
Generation.
Four generations.
Four generations of devotees.
Yeah.
All right, yeah.
Four generations of devotees. We know Sri Lekha and Yasi Maharaj, then Sudarshan, Jayasri, and Kishori,
Mm-hmm.
and their children, so many children, and now
Yeah.
we have their child brought the baby also in London.
Yeah.
So 4 generations of devotees. That's very special.
Yeah. Unfortunately, Sri Lanka wasn't with us. Oh
Yeah.
dear. But
She's
she's coming.
She's coming maybe in September.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we have I'm not sure if it's secret, but we have a little program for when Sri Lanka arrives. I'm not going to give out any information because I don't know if it's secret. It's probably secret. Probably dependent on her arrival also.
Yeah.
But there's more, we've got a few
It's
more
not
things.
fixed,
It's not
Yeah.
fixed, yeah.
but we pray, we hope it's gonna happen.
Yeah, yeah. And we've got a few more things coming up before then. We have Chudandi Maharaj is doing a few days on Bhagavad coming up in June.
And
Or a couple
Madhusudan
of
Maharaj, Madhusudan Maharaj is
That's
coming
right.
and he's giving Shikshastakam verses. 9
Yeah.
days, I think 9 days. 9
8
days,
days in July.
yeah, in July.
Yeah. And what else?
And
Maybe a bit
when
later.
are they coming back, Prabhu, for the kirtan in the Unitarian Church?
That's next Saturday. Next Saturday, we're having a kirtan in a beautiful church in Richmond. So I'm not sure how we'll be streaming that, but I'm sure all the good chats will have all the information about whatever's going to be available. I'm still trying to work out how to keep Hari Gopal happy with some good audio for that event. Let's see if we can do that. Or it might be bad, decent video. Let's see.
Can I say
Yes, Ron, I
something?
would like to say something, yes.
So just before we close out, one of the guests that came today, she said, Right, Kishore, she's such a wonderful singer. Like even hearing her tune makes me want to contribute more and try harder. And I was thinking, whoa, you're not wrong about that at all. This kind of goes along with the metaphor of a candle lighting another candle and not being changed at all. And so Srila Gurudev is giving us this inspiration, and she's carrying it on, and she's helping to light these little bits of inspiration and continue Srila Gurudev and Srila Guru Maharaj's message. So it's all Srila Gurudev. It's the whole reason that we have this temple here. Gurudev's castle in London is here because of this type of, I don't know, manifestation of his will and his heart sentiment and service desire to Srila Guru Maharaj. And that's wonderful and profound. And it's all Srila Gurudev, it's all Srila Guru Maharaj, it's all Guru. Wonderful to see that message being continued in our Sharanagati course this weekend. So Jai Srila Gurudev, Srila Bhakti Sundar Govinda Dev Goswami Maharaj ki Jai, Jai Srila Guru Maharaj, Srila Bhakti Rakshak Sridhar Dev Goswami Maharaj ki Jai, Jai Bhagavan Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur ki Jai.
It's true. Okay, and Chaitanya Moy, what about the unfortunate souls that could not be live this weekend? Is there any mercy with streaming? Yes, everything is going to be uploaded onto YouTube. Soon as you'll see how faulty I am by how long it takes me to get it uploaded. So, but I'll try and be good. I'll try and be quick. But I will have to adjust a few things like the sound, right, Hari Gopal? No, bad sound and all, just upload it. Thank you everyone for participating, and it's wonderful to see all of you here, and it was wonderful to see you all throughout the weekend of the Sharanagati retreat. And yeah, we'll be sending out more information about more things happening from here at least. I know that you're all very busy, involved in so many other online classes and things all over the world. It's a beautiful devotional community where we can all connect together wherever we are, and such a wonderful opportunity. All by the grace of Gurudev. You know, really, we're all coming to try and to serve Srila Gurudev. So this is our attempt by staying in good association in our attempt to serve him. Jai Srila Gurudev ki jai, Jai Srila Guru Maharaj ki jai, jai to all the devotees online and to all the devotees everywhere.
Jai
Shri
Srila
Chaitanya
Madhusudama Maharaj ki jai.
Jai. Shri Chaitanya Saraswati ki jai. Shri Harinam Sankirtan ki jai. Nitai Gaur Brahmanande.
Haribo.
Panchakapatrubhyascha kripa sindhuye vacha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha.
And to trust.
And of course, the translators, they get the biggest glories ever go to the translators, tirelessly hearing and chanting simultaneously.
Wow.
They get extra nectar.
Yeah.
Dandavat, dandavat.